What's up, guys? Luke back again with another Gaming Week in Review podcast, where we talk about what has interested us in the world of video games each and every week. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about today, guys, is obviously, if you have been living under a rock, you don't know this, but everyone knows Nintendo, well, not everyone, but a lot of people, I think, in the gaming world know that Nintendo just had a Mario Direct. It's not a Nintendo Direct Mini. It's not a normal, Nintendo Direct Indies. It's a straight up Nintendo Mario Direct, and the entire Direct was centered around Mario. If you do not know, they're actually celebrating the 35th anniversary of the original Super Mario Bros. Game, and it's kind of a big deal. So basically the entire Direct consisted of all Mario stuff, and it kind of got a little bit redundant and kind of ridiculous. Like they were like showing everything Mario. There's like Mario cereal and like Mario overalls and Mario underwear and like Mario Depends. Like it was like that last one was a joke, but it was so many different Mario products. They're just like shilling them out. But there was actually a lot of cool stuff. So first thing I want to talk about is the Mario Bros. Game & Watch. I am 100% going to be buying this thing the second it comes out. And if it needs to be pre-ordered, I'm going to pre-order it. If I need to wait in front of GameStop all night, I'm going to wait in front of GameStop all night, because this looks so freaking cool. I probably won't play it very much, but just to have it for the novelty. I don't know if you guys know what the Game & Watch is, but it's an old Nintendo handheld game system. Way before Game Boy was even a thing, they came out with the Game & Watch systems, which were portable systems that you could take with you on the go. They had a clock and they had a little game that would play, and it was one of those it was sort of like the Tiger Electronic games from back in the day. It was just one game, and it was like really highly addicting. I don't know how I even played them recently and ended up playing them for 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time to try and get a higher score. And they were a huge success. They sold a ton in Japan and a lot in the US as well. And it was just a cool little game system, and it was the first of its kind, really. There really wasn't much going on as far as like portable game systems back then, and this was the first of its kind. So just the fact that they're taking like their first real game system, because they're a toy company, their first real game system and their first like huge success IP, and just putting them together, I think is really awesome, and I will definitely be owning it. Mario Kart in your living room. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is a new game that they announced during the Direct as well, and it's basically like it's you set up a track from what we saw. Okay, we didn't see a whole lot, but from what we saw, you set up these tracks in your living room, and you get the little RC car guys, and you like control them from your Switch. And in your Switch, they're in like an actual like track, but there's a camera. I'm assuming there's a camera on their RC car that like is it's your living room that you're seeing inside of the game, but these little RC cars are going around throughout this track in your living room, and it looks super like, I'm too old for this. Dang it! Why did I grow up when I grew up? This would have been so freaking cool when I was like 10. But I still want it. That's the issue. I still want this stupid thing. And actually, I think it'd be really cool for the store too. We could set it up like especially like when it comes out, is going to be around the same time that we're moving. So the new gaming area, we could probably accommodate for something like that. So I'm probably gonna pick it up, not gonna lie, because I'm a big 10-year-old, but but it's a really neat concept. And I know in the past when we were like kids and stuff, this stuff was like, that it was so ambitious back then, but they just couldn't quite like balance the cost of it with the technology at the time. But I think that's kind of coming, it's starting to, the technology's starting to catch up and be affordable. So I'm thinking this is going to be kind of a cool thing that might actually work pretty well. But I'm going to own it, and I think it looks really cool. Okay. The next thing, so the last thing I want to talk, I'm gonna leave the elephant in the room, the one that we've all been kind of speculating about for a while now. I'm gonna leave that one on the shelf, and before we talk about that one, we're gonna talk about Super Mario Bros., the original Super Mario Bros. In a battle royale format. So let me explain. 35 people, all online, playing the original Super Mario Bros. Game, but they're not playing against the computer only. They're playing against each other. Every time you land on an enemy and kill it, it gets sent over to another person's game, and they have to deal with it until everyone has lost the match, and there's a final winner. So there can only be one winner, and this looks so cool. I know I'm gonna be terrible at it, as I am with most battle royale games, but I am so excited for this thing. I can't wait. I'm not sure. I didn't actually check the release date for this, but we'll definitely have it up on the screen when this is shown on YouTube. And I think it's coming out here really soon. This game might actually persuade me to get Nintendo Online. I mean, this thing looks so cool. So super excited for that. And finally, the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. Not gonna lie, this is cool. If you're a Nintendo Switch owner, you can now play Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy all on your Nintendo Switch. That's pretty awesome. But I can't help but feel like there could have been more. Like come on, guys. We've seen Super Mario 64. Nintendo has to know this. They've spent millions of dollars in taking down ROM sites. They know that a lot of people have experienced Super Mario 64 on other consoles and on PC with upgraded resolutions and things like that. And I just feel like it's not enough. I guess it'll be cool to have Super Mario Galaxy not on the Wii, because I'm not a big fan of the Wii. But other than that, it's just the same games, just ported over. I don't know. The original Super Mario All-Stars was a Super Nintendo game, and they took 4 previous generation games and they made them look like they were made for the Super Nintendo. That was really cool. That was an experience. That was something that was worth spending retail price for. They didn't just take the old games and put them into a collection and then put them on the new system. They actually upgraded them and made them look better. And I just feel like Super Mario 3D All-Stars should have been the same thing. That's what I was excited for. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments. I was excited to see a Super Mario 64 remaster. I was excited to see, Super Mario Sunshine remaster. or even just a Super Mario 64 remaster with Super Mario Sunshine and Galaxy, just high res. They're just resed up with 16:9 in mind. I mean, that would have been cool too. But I don't know. On this one, I'm definitely going to get it. But I may be making some videos showing people that this is really not that impressive. That they brought this stuff over. This is already going on. Like, just between you, me, and the fence post, this is already going on in the hacking scene. This is nothing new. They've been doing this for months now. I remember seeing Super Mario 64 playing on the Switch like as soon as it got hacked, and that was a couple of years ago. I would assume that they have some GameCube support by now in the hacking scene. So it's just, I don't know, it's just not that impressive. I wish they would have done a little bit more. I appreciate that they kind of put in some of this other stuff, and they may have been focusing on those things, or maybe new IPs and stuff like that. But like, come on, it's your biggest IP's 35th anniversary. Your biggest IP ever. Like Zelda isn't even close. Like, everybody knows who Mario is. Like, even non-gamers, even old, not old, even grandmas and grandpas know who Mario is. And you can't give it enough love to give it a remaster. Come on, Tony Hawk just got a remaster. Crash Bandicoot just got a remaster. Spyro the Dragon got a remaster. But Super Mario 64 doesn't get a remaster? Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, I want to leave it on a good note. I am really happy. Game & Watch, I'm going to own it day one. Mario Kart, I'm going to own it day one. Even though I'm way too old to be owning it day one. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I'm going to own it day one. I'm going to play it a lot. I know I am. But I'm just kind of bummed a little bit about that. I wish they would have given Super Mario 64 just a little bit of that remaster love. And then Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale, that's gonna be cool too. I can't wait for that. That may actually persuade me to get a Nintendo Switch online service. Tony Hawk Remaster comes out on the 4th, and by the time you are viewing this, it will already be out. And this thing is getting crazy good reviews, guys. IGN 9 out of 10, GameSpot 9 out of 10, Metacritic 88%. This game looks so good. I'm super excited for it, guys, and I cannot wait to sit down and play this thing. It feels like, from everything that I've been seeing, it feels like a true, just like, they captured the spirit of the original games and they just brought them into as if they were made for the current generation. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to celebrating a franchise that you love and you truly care about. I love it, man. I can't wait to play. It's going to be super cool. Speaking of ratings, Madden 21 came out this week, and it actually is on the opposite side of the spectrum, and it got the lowest rating from users and critics ever. Record-breaking low ratings for Madden 21. But my question is, who said that Madden has been worthy of a high review since, the last 15 years? Since they bought the NFL license and basically monopolized making simulation pro football games. They monopolized that market. How have they innovated? How have they deserved? Like, how is Madden 20 deserving of an 8 out of 10 score, like, on average, from all these critics? They don't do anything new. It's always a new roster update, tweak a couple of things, but their games are trash. Like, the physics are terrible. It doesn't play like a real game. There's still communities that hold that they hold the notion that even the old 2K games from 2005 have better presentation and better physics than brand new Madden games. This game is atrocious, but at least it's finally getting what it deserves. Lowest user rating ever and lowest critic rating ever. And does this mean that other companies are going to be able to make sports games? No. But hopefully it means that EA is going to sell less copies of this game. Hopefully it means that people are just going to kind of get over Madden. Like, I get it. Like, we're sports fans. We like sports. I like sports. I'm not like the biggest of, football fans or basketball fans. I was when I was a kid, but nowadays I'm just so entrenched with gaming, and like I'm actually more into esports now than I am actual like running around sports. But like, come on, guys, like move on. Like, we don't have to play football on a screen if it's a mediocre experience. Like, watch on TV, go outside and play it. This is terrible. We can't be supporting this, man. This is like, it's a monopoly. Like, it's a monopoly, but it's not really a monopoly, because like it's kind of like, they can kind of weasel out of it being called a monopoly, but it's straight up a monopoly. There's no other company can make NFL games, and EA has held this over everyone for the last 15 years. It needs to stop, man. Like, what are they paying the NFL, dude? Like, we need to get a freaking GoFundMe to pay the NFL more than what EA is paying them to get this NFL license, just to unlock it, so we can actually have some good football games, including Madden. The problem with Madden is they have no competition. When you got no competition, when you got nothing to fight for, you get fat. You get lazy. And that's what happened with Madden, man. Which is sad, because I used to play it a lot when I was a kid. I spent hours in franchise mode. Hours creating characters. Hours playing all these different game modes and getting trophies and just playing as my favorite players. The people that I idolized and I looked up to back in those days, because I wanted to be a football player. It was what my dad was into growing up, and I always wanted to do the same thing. So, of course, you're going to pick up the games and play the heck out of them. So I do have history with Madden. I enjoyed Madden when I was a kid, and I've kind of sporadically gone back to it, but I can't do it anymore. I can't play these games because they just don't deserve to be played, dude. Put out good stuff, put a good, solid experience out there. And you don't have to worry about owning an NFL license to make game sales. Okay. Moving on. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Moving on. 8-Bit Dough made a mod-friendly wireless arcade stick for the Nintendo Switch and PC. This is kind of like, it's kind of niche news. I don't know how many of you guys are going to be super excited about this, but it's always cool to see new arcade sticks coming out, and this thing looks really, really cool. We'll have an image on the screen, but this thing looks really, really cool. It reminds me of the NES Advantage, but it's just like modernized for the Nintendo Switch. It's like an arcade fighting stick. The buttons look really nice. The joystick looks cool. It has a turbo function, and it's mod friendly, so I'm assuming that it's able to be remapped. You can remap the buttons on it and basically make them do whatever you want them to do. 8-Bit Dough, guys, if you guys don't know about 8-Bit Dough, it's a super awesome company. They make third-party controllers for retro consoles, but they're Bluetooth controllers that can be used with your PC, your Android phone, your Nintendo Switch. They used to have updates that would make them work with the Wii, the PS3, all kinds of different systems. And with dongles, you can buy their dongles separately and plug them into your original systems like the NES and Super Nintendo, and use these really nice high quality controllers as kind of a versatile controller. It's a great company. They put out amazing things. So for the arcade stick lover in you, I think that it's definitely something to be excited about. We'll definitely have a link in the description below. All right, final bit of conversation, okay? And I'm gonna try to not get upset. Well, I wasn't supposed to get upset today, guys. I swear I was not supposed to get upset. I can't help myself. Like, the gaming industry is in a place where I'm like, I don't know. People are, I have this feeling that like people are starting to kind of concede to what is happening, and they're just kind of like making up excuses for companies and just going with the flow, and like that's not gonna solve the problems with the gaming industry. Talking about it, not investing in it, those are things that are gonna help the gaming industry improve as a whole. But couple PS5, little bit of PS5 news. This isn't a really a rag on the PlayStation 5. It's just more of kind of like a clarification for a lot of people, because I've been hearing a lot in the store that PS5 is going to be backwards compatible. And what people are hoping for, and in a perfect world, this would be great. But what people are hoping for is that the PS5 is going to be backwards compatible with the PS1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just simply not the case. Sony has been very clear that they're not investing in the past, they're investing in the future. Their business model is not going back to the old games. That's just not what their focus is on. Their focus is more on current gen, making the games that they're putting out now the best that they can be. And then when it comes to the older IPs, it's just something that if you want to play the older ones, go get the older system, like that's just kind of the direction that Sony is going. So I just want to clarify with you guys, like Sony, like do not expect them to be backwards compatible with the PS3. And I know that's what everyone wants, because currently the only way you can play PS3 games, aside from running them through emulators on your beefy PC, is on a PS3. And where it's a couple generations old now. Not everyone has enough shelf space to have every single PlayStation on their shelf, and it would be really nice, and I totally get it, to condense that stuff down and just have it all work on one system, even if it is emulation. Some people care, like myself, but let's face it, not a lot of people really care that much about original hardware, unless they're kind of educated on it and they're shown like, hey, there's some things that are actually better about having original hardware. A lot of people just kind of want the convenience factor. They just want, to be able to play all their systems on one system. And that's not going to happen. I'm telling you guys right now, you mark my words, it's not going to happen. There may be a PS Now integration where you can play them online, but using your physical discs, taking your PS3 disc, sticking into the PS5 and it working, it's not going to happen. Don't bet on it. Don't count on it. As far as PS4 backwards compatibility, I think that's going to be pretty solid, actually. I think there's going to be a high amount of backwards compatibility for PS4, and this is why. Okay, we have the PSVR that we're trying to carry over right now, and Sony is not going to release the PSVR and the PS5 at the same time. And the reason why is because these are both going to be $400 to $500 systems, and if you release both of those at the same time, that means the consumer, if they want everything, they have to invest over $1,000 to get everything, and that's just not gonna happen. It's just not what consoles are about. They're about being affordable, all-in-one packages. They're quick and easy to use, and are gonna last the consumer for 5 to 10 years. So that is going, so they have a bit of an issue there. They need to make sure that the PSVR is compatible with these new systems for the people that want to sell their PS4, maintain their PSVR until PSVR 2 comes out. Hopefully, please, Jesus. When PSVR 2 comes out, then they can get rid of that PSVR. But there's a lot of games that are on PSVR that I think pretty much all of them are going to work on the PS5. Now, the other stuff, flat games, I think there's going to be a lot there too. But I think the main focus of the PlayStation 5's backwards compatibility is keeping that PSVR fan base, that built-up fan base that is actually the biggest VR community that there is all across all of it. PSVR, all of it. PSVR, PC VR, the phone VR, Oculus, all that stuff. The biggest fan base, the biggest amount of VR players is on PSVR. So they want to carry that over. They don't want to risk losing that fan base. So they're going to carry that over into the PS5. And then when PSVR 2 comes out, then you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where backwards compatibility goes. And then finally, guys, PS5 and Xbox Series X are going to be scarce because of COVID-19. And that's what a lot of people are saying, okay? This is not what I'm saying, okay? Make that clear. A lot of people are saying PS5 and Series X, the reason why we don't have a price, the reason why we don't have a release date is because of COVID-19. And I think on the surface that makes sense, right? Because China was shut down for a long time. They're still reopening. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with the current events in China in the past few weeks, but I'm sure they're still fighting against the COVID-19 virus and all that stuff. But guys, make no mistake, this has nothing to do with COVID. They will have these systems out and they can have them out in abundance. What this is about is making sure that they're at a stalemate right now because one of them they both want the one up as far as pricing goes and as far as when their console comes out goes. So they're both just waiting. Okay, this is a business thing. It's totally not a virus thing, in my opinion. Okay. Please let me know if you think differently. Let me know in the comments section down below. I love it when you guys comment, especially when you guys comment against what I'm saying, because it gives the viewer, if they scroll down, it gives them some other kind of concepts or your viewpoints. So please, if I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But this is totally a business thing, okay? Sony has been known for many generations to wait. We know the infamous $199 from when the PS1 first came out, and like the Sega had this whole thing, and about the Saturn, and then they announced the price was $299, and the PS1, the guy that had this whole thing planned, and he just scrapped it all at the end. He said $199, walked off the stage. That is nothing new for Sony. Like, with the exception of the PS3, they've pretty much done that every single generation. They've waited for pricing structures from different companies, and then they went out with theirs. I think the PS2 was another one where they just kind of released it because they were kind of on their high horse. But this is all about two businesses competing with each other and trying to have the leg up. Xbox has been burnt by this before. Sony has been burnt by this before. And I think they're both, at this point, they're both done. So I just wanted to kind of clear up a few things. The PS5 and the Series X will not be delayed, in my opinion. They will both come out around the same time, holiday 2020. They're both going to be around the same price, within about $50 or so is kind of what I'm thinking, with the Series S being the cheapest of all consoles by probably about $100. But the main systems, the Series X and the PS5, are going to be around $50 within each other, depending on who releases the number first. Is what I'm betting on. But that's it as far as the news, guys. We do have a comment of the week. I went pretty long on this one, but I missed this the last couple of times, so I wanted to make sure that I got the comment of the week out there, guys. From Awesome Lego Man, and I had to go back a little bit because we haven't been getting a whole lot of comments on my podcast videos, so I had to go back a little bit to my previous Why Nintendo Sucks at Making Game Consoles retrospect video from part 1. He says Nintendo sucks at making controllers though, and I would have to agree, except for the Super Nintendo controller. Awesome Lego Man, the Super Nintendo controller is a masterpiece in my opinion. The other controllers, you know, they all have their flaws. I mean, you can also argue that the NES controller is pretty amazing as well. It's so simple. There's not really a lot to get wrong with that controller, but the Super Nintendo controller just feels amazing in your hands. The triggers just feel awesome for your index fingers. Introducing those fingers really for the first time in gaming, it was really nice and a great design. The 4 face buttons, the rounded edges, like. I could hold that controller in my sleep. Great controller, and I think that was the best one. But 64 controller, GameCube, Wii, oh, and like they don't make normal controllers. They're ambitious, and you know, I think with a controller you need to kind of not be so ambitious. Like I think there's like some extra things that you can add to it, but like it needs to have a pretty similar structure, something that people understand. And the Wii remote wasn't that. The GameCube controller kind of was that, but had a lot of issues. But the Super Nintendo controller, in my opinion, amazing. But thank you so much, Awesome Lego Man, for that comment. And if you guys want to be a part of the comment of the week for the next podcast, fire a comment down low so that we can pick from a couple of decent sized comments and reveal them and not have to dig into older videos to pull out a comment. But that's going to do it for this week's podcast. If you got value out of this video, do me a big favor and smash like, as well as subscribe with notifications turned on for more awesome content like this. And I'd love to hear from you. What did you guys think about the Nintendo Direct, Tony Hawk Remaster 1 and 2? Are you still excited for Super Mario 3D All-Stars? Are you going to pick up that silly Mario Kart setup? Please let me know. Also, the Tony Hawk Remaster 1 and 2, are you guys going to be picking that one up? Are you excited for it? Do you have any memories about the original games? And lastly, what do you guys think about EA crapping out new Maddens every single year? Please let me know in the comments down below. But until next time, Luke from 8-Bit Plus signing out, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.